Every home deserves a quiet corner, a space where time slows, thoughts gather, and the world feels slightly softer. It doesn't have to be large. In fact, the best reading nooks are small, defined not by square footage but by atmosphere. And when wood enters that space, something changes. It brings calm, texture, and the quiet confidence of nature, turning an ordinary corner into a personal retreat. A reading nook isn't just a place to sit. It is a threshold between the external and internal worlds. Wood deepens that transition. Its organic patterns, subtle scents, and warmth against light from a sensory buffer that tells your body you can rest here. In psychology, environments that use natural materials reduce cognitive load. The mind stops scanning for visual noise and starts breathing. That is why wooden corners don't just look cozy, they feel safe. Good reading corners are built around light, never too harsh, never too dim. Wood plays beautifully with light, absorbing and reflecting it in a rhythm that feels alive. A shaft of morning sunlight across walnut or pine isn't static. It shifts, warms, and invites you to stay a little longer. Even shadows matter. When light filters through slatted screens or timber blinds, it creates movement, a slow choreography that keeps solitude from feeling stagnant. This interplay of light and grain is what gives wooden nooks their living quality. The best reading spaces are found within a home, not imposed upon it. Wood helps them integrate naturally. A recessed niche beneath a staircase, a built-in bench by a window, or a paneled alcove in a hallway all become opportunities to carve intimacy into structure because wood carries architectural weight. It bridges furniture and wall, making the nook feel like it belongs to the building, not just placed inside it. It is permanence with rigidity. There is a certain intimacy to touch in wooden spaces. When your fingers rest on the edge of a shelf or glide along a grain-polished armrest, you can feel craft, not commodity. Every imperfection, a knot, a line, a shade variation, reminds you that nature is never sterile. In an age of plastic smoothness, wood's irregularity is a kind of truth. It brings imperfection into design, and paradoxically, that is what makes the experience perfect. Cozy design isn't about stuffing the space with pillows and blankets. It is about how materials, light, and proportion work together to make the body feel held. A wooden seat that curls gently, a back panel that radiates warmth, a built-in shelf at arm's reach. These details do more for comfort than any fabric can. Wood allows for sculptural softness, edges that are firm but kind. That is the essence of modern coziness, tactile calm, not cluttered comfort. Texture is what separates sterile from soulful. In a wooden reading nook, layering tones and finishes adds depth. Matte oak beside polished walnut, a rough sawn beam against a smooth backrest. Each contrast whispers character. Neutral cushions or wool throws complement rather than complete, letting the wood's natural complexity carry the visual story. Because when texture leads, color can stay quiet. Silence isn't an absence, it is a design element. Wood, by its very nature, softens sound. It absorbs echoes, rounds edges, and creates an acoustic warmth that amplifies the feeling of privacy. That is why libraries and studios often lean on timber. It doesn't just look calm, it sounds calm. A wooden reading nook, even in a noisy hall, becomes an island of stillness. There is also something profoundly responsible about using reclaimed or sustainably sourced wood in such intimate spaces. It gives new life to old material. Timber that once supported a structure now supports your solitude. It is the poetry of reuse, quiet, grounded, and meaningful. Because in a world built for noise and speed, what we truly crave are moments that let us listen to stories, to silence, and sometimes to ourselves. So until next time, happy decorating.